Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Haley and you're watching Between the Pages. For my third book review for you today, at least in this batch, I have another 3 that I need to review, but we're just gonna stop at 3 today. And that is Ruthless Gods by Emily A. Duncan. This is the second in the Something Dark and Holy series. The first one is Wicked Saints, which I read like 2019. If you're seeing a trend lately that I'm reviewing sequels to books that I read like 2019, 2020, then yes, you are seeing a theme. Because I had these on my TBR for so long. I have an unboxing of this, and I was going through it and I forgot that this came in it, like in the unboxing. So this holds significance for both Severin and Malachias. No, that's not how it isn't Malachias. I don't remember. I listened to the audiobook for Wicked Saints and realized that I was pronouncing, oh my god, I cannot speak. Because I think I called him like Malachias or something. I'm like, no, it's Malachias. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing it correctly now. So yeah. So this picks up from where Wicked Saints left off, obviously. So while I was reading Ruthless Gods, I was also listening to Wicked Saints, like around the same time. So I was reading this one physically and then listening to Wicked Saints like in my car on the way to work and the way home from work and everything like that. And so I noticed that a lot of the clues that get revealed at the end of Wicked Saints were there from the beginning about like Malachias and everything, because it's mentioned that in Wicked Saints, it's revealed that Seraphin, not Severin. Severin is a different character from a different series. Seraphin, who is the High Prince of Trinavia, who is at war with Nadia's country. And it's mentioned, or it's revealed, I guess, at the end, that Seraphin and Malachias are cousins. And I was like, I don't exactly buy that. Like, I buy that they like grew up together and they know each other, but I don't buy that they're cousins. And it's actually revealed that they are half brothers. And I was like, yep, that sounds a little bit more like plausible, because I'm like, there's no way it's just that simple. It can't be. I've read enough fantasy books to know that it's never that simple. And I was like, this is like revealed within like the first like 50 pages, I think. So it's not like a major spoiler. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I could tell, because like Nadia keeps mentioning that Seraphin and Malachias have like the exact same shade of like pale blue eyes. And I was like, ma'am, you're pointing this out a lot. So I feel like this is like it was obvious. I mean, yes, cousins can like look very similar and everything, but yeah, I was like, I feel like there's something more there. And then it's revealed that they're actually half brothers and not cousins. And I was like, okay, like the clues were there from the beginning, even in the first book. So I didn't see that as like a big like big twist or anything. I kind of saw that coming, but I think it's just because I read a lot of fantasy and I read a lot of books. So you kind of start to pick out little things and foreshadowing. So I saw that coming. I kind of forgot. This was before I started listening to Wicked Saints on audio, like rereading it and everything. I kind of forgot that Seraphin and Casper had like a thing. Because like, I can't remember how far it is in the book, but Seraphin is like looking like, or Casper is like knelt in front of Seraphin and he's like, oh my goodness, have Casper's eyes always been this color? And I was like, oh, I forgot you guys had a thing. And like, it's revealed later. Casper kisses Seraphin and Seraphin's like, oh. And I was like, dude, really? Like, we all saw this coming. I saw it coming. Like, you obviously have a thing for each other. So I kind of knew that was going to happen. I will say that in the first book, I know I mentioned in my review, you can go back and watch that. I'll link it if you want to watch it too. That I didn't buy the romance between Nadia and Malachias. I fully buy it now. Like the chemistry is there, the tension is there, because I still don't buy it in Wicked Saints, even though I did reread it or listened to it. I was like, yeah, I don't buy it. I don't buy their romance. I don't buy the chemistry. I bought it here. And like it was mainly because when he's like in like Black Vulture form, because at the end of the last book, he kind of like loses his humanity, which I love that. Like that's one of my favorite tropes where there's like two sides to a character. So it's like one side is more like the dark, animalistic like side of them, and then you have the more human side. It's actually one of my favorite tropes, like in Twilight fan fiction, just to go off on a tangent real quick. When Jasper is portrayed as having like another alter ego called the Major, and it's like his animalistic side and like his protective side and everything. And then you have Jasper, the kind of like human side of him, for lack of a better term, because he's a vampire, not a human, but whatever, you understand what I'm saying. And when he is in the Black Vulture form, I love him because like before Nadia like brings him back, like mentally brings him back, the Black Vulture is like very drawn to Nadia and like has no idea who she is, doesn't know why she's in his thoughts. And I was just like, I love this. And like, oh my God, like the nickname for Nadia by the Black Vulture is Pet. And I messaged one of my friends at work and I was like, this better not awaken anything in me, because I'm really digging that nickname, because he calls her Pet and everything, and I love it. I will say that I feel so bad for Seraphin. He cannot stop getting himself killed. Like literally. Literally killed. Because the Czarina, she's like the princess of the warring, not Trinavia, but the other country that name escapes me. Like she ends up like sacrificing Seraphin, and everyone's like, oh my God, you killed the High Prince, he's now the king, since they killed his father at the end of the book, of Wicked Saints at least. So now he's the king, he's the High King of Trinavia. And everyone's like, oh my God, you killed Seraphin, you killed the High King, oh my God. And she's like, oh, chill. Like, if my theory's correct, like, it'll be fine. Like, it's fine. And it's hilarious. And then you, like, Kostya, who dies in Wicked Saints, is alive. And he ends up actually dying in this book. And I was like, oh, was I supposed to care? Like, was I supposed to care about Kostya? Because I don't. I don't care about this character. I know that he's supposed to be like Nadia's like childhood best friend and like her confidant, but he is an asshole. Like, I understand that he's like prejudiced against the blood mages and everyone in Trinavia, but I was like, dude, like, lay off. So one of the big themes in this book is religion, obviously, because Nadia is like a high priestess or whatever. Cleric, sorry, they call them clerics. So she can like talk to the gods, and she's lost her ability to talk with her gods. Marzenia, which is like her patron god, does end up speaking to her again, because she lost the ability at the end of Wicked Saints due to bringing the veil down and everything that happens with the king and Malachias and his betrayal and everything like that. We're not going to go over that, because it's very complicated and I'm still a little bit confused, despite reading this ending twice now. But my favorite theme that they covered in this book was, what if the gods that you worship aren't really gods? Like, what if they're demons? Or everything like that. Love that theme. Like, I love it when that's in books. It's like, what if what you're worshiping isn't actually a god and it's actually something else? And it's highly implied that like there are like fallen gods, and then there are like the new gods. So like the old gods are like eldritch beings from the beginning times, like ancient ancient things, like beings. And then like the new gods are like Marzenia and all of the other gods that Nadia can talk with. And it's highly implied that at some point, the new gods who used to be saints or clerics or whatever, like they were so worshipped and had so much power that they like transcended like being human and like are now worshipped as gods. And it's very complicated because like at the beginning of every chapter you get something from either Vasili's Book of Saints or the Divine Codex or whatever, and it's talking about saints that have died and martyrs and everything like that. And a lot of them, there's like, they go to like these like magical woods and they find these stone pillars that look like people. And Nadia starts pointing out ones that she's like very familiar with. And I was like, hold up. Some of these names are the same as what I've been reading at the beginning of each chapter. So it's highly implied that you can have so much power and be worshipped so much that you can transcend humanity and become a god, basically, which is what Melchias is trying to do and everything like that. And so, yeah, there's a lot. Again, it's like 650 pages, almost 700 pages. So there's a lot of content in this book. So I would highly recommend that if you did like Wicked Saints, go ahead and read Ruthless Gods, because I really loved it. I mean, remember how I said I'm not like a big book girly? I am if you're doing something epic like this or Lord of the Rings or what Sarah J. Maas does, like on a very epic like world universe scale, then yes, I need 600 pages because Wicked Saints was so short. Actually, let me grab it real quick. So this is Wicked Saints. And this is Ruthless Gods. As you can see, like this one got significantly bigger, which was my biggest gripe with Wicked Saints. I was like, this needs an extra 100 pages. Like there wasn't enough time to build Nadia and Melchias' relationship. Whereas in here, you get like 300 pages of them just like spending time together and bantering back and forth and debating. And I was like, okay, I understand why these two were into each other now. Did not buy it in Wicked Saints because I was like, I need at least 100 to 150 pages more to realistically build this relationship and make me buy it. I do buy it by the end of Ruthless Gods. I'm really curious to see where Blessed Monsters goes, because when I was setting my magical TBR, I fucked up and I said I was going to read Blessed Monsters, which is actually the third in the series, not the second. So yeah, because we're currently at Seraphim has clawed his own eyes out. Lovely. Because one of his eyes at the end of Wicked Saints was like commandeered by this like old eldritch being who didn't want Seraphim in the first place. He wanted Nadia because she can talk to the gods, and he wants revenge on Marzenia for trapping him basically and like banishing him and making him a fallen god. And then now the old god, one of the other old gods who's like the embodiment of chaos, has taken over Melchias. And so I am so interested to see where this goes. Again, I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but I'm going to try not to have it be like 5 years later. But yeah, that was my incredibly long and ranty review of Ruthless Gods by Emily A. Duncan, and I will see you guys later. Bye!